You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome to My Star Wars Life, a look at news, reviews, and other happenings from a galaxy far, far away. Here are your hosts, Scotty and JD.
Welcome to My Star Wars Life. This is the podcast that talks about Star Wars. I'm your host, your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by a Lothcat, who is our Jedi Master, because our Jedi Master has, I'm just going to say, he's got the COVID. He's got the COVID for the second time, so look out for him. The man who puts men into Mendos is still on assignment. So the Padawan's here. What's up?
Hey.
It's our Padawan Caleb.
Yeah, how's it going, everybody?
Yeah, I hope it's going well.
Yeah.
So it's just you, me, and a Lothcat. So the Lothcat is a Build-A-Bear Lothcat that you can only get online. I still think they're available. If you don't have, they're cute. Build-A-Bear is not a sponsor yet, but I love Lothcats. I love all things Rebels. And so even though that's a Mandalorian Lothcat, they're really like, it's a Mandalorian one. I'm like, I don't know. Lothcats are from Lothal.
Yeah.
It's a Lothcat. So
because that's the thing. Lothcats are in other parts of the Star Wars universe. So what do they call them on other planets?
No, Lothcats are from Loth.
I know,
the rest
but
of
like
are Tukas. Tukas are everywhere.
Yeah.
And Tukas and Lothcats are both cats. They are related, but they're different. Lothcat is specific, so there's a Lothcat in Mandalorian. So this scares a baby Yoda, and so it's adorable.
Meanwhile, Salacious Crumb is getting cooked.
F that guy anyway. There's a lot of Star Wars news. Actually, there's not.
It's kind of like there's a rumor and then there's a bunch of actual stuff,
like a rumor and a bunch of controversy,
and then comics.
Right, comics. So I want to talk about the controversy first because that's interesting.
Well, it's your show, so.
Well, it's our show. It's our show.
Yeah.
The rumor is, I heard from a guy. A guy told me this.
And he found it on the internet.
He found it on the interwebs because it must be true that Disney doesn't want to call Slave 1 Slave 1.
Because it has the word slave in it.
Because the word has slave in it. At first, this was a Lego thing that they...
Yes. So it initially started with the Lego thing, which was because they called it Boba Fett's ship.
Right. And they're like, oh my God, they're not calling Slave 1 anymore. It's Boba Fett's ship.
But then you look at every other ship that Lego has ever made.
Minus the Millennium Falcon, because they don't really call it the Han Solo ship.
Yeah. Like, that is the one exception.
Right. I just want to clarify for the nerds out there who's going to be like, well, actually...
But it's because... It's for the everyday man, and everybody knows what the Millennium Falcon is.
Exactly. No one knows that Slave 1 is called Slave 1. They don't call it Slave 1 in the movie.
And the only reason we know anybody could guess Red 5 for Luke's X-Wing...
Right.
...would be because of the call sign.
Right, it's his call sign. It's not really the name of the X-Wing. It's just Luke's call sign. They're like, that's Red 5. And then when we get excited when we say, oh, look, it's Red 5. But, like in The Mandalorian, hey, look, it's Red 5, which I swore was going to be Ahsoka. I thought Ahsoka was like flying an X-Wing. But so it's like, she's in an X-Wing. Luke never entered my mind for that.
Yeah, so we did get a little bit of behind the scenes on that.
Yeah, that's coming out next. So we'll talk about more about that next week.
They had like a preview this week. And
the next Star Wars Gallery for Mandalorian is going to talk about the making of that last episode. How they made old Luke young Luke. And so...
Yeah. Mark Hamill was on set.
He was on set. So I'm curious to see that play out. That'll be... we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
We'll definitely...
So what's the Slave 1's new name?
Get this. Ready?
Yeah.
Fire spray.
Isn't that the class of the ship?
Yeah, sure. It's been the fire spray since the beginning. But no. It's now the fire spray. and fans are like up in arms about it, or
or supposedly
supposed fans. I don't know what they are. I don't know. Like I think IGN first broke this, and I'm like, really? IGN knows better.
No, they don't.
You should know better.
IGN is like CBR.
They're just like, we need clicks, and so we'll make an outrage when there isn't one.
Yeah.
So look, I get Slave Leia changing her name because she wasn't Slave Leia.
Yeah, she was still Leia. She was just
they just
captured.
Right.
And I can see why that you might want to back away from.
Right, but
yeah, but not the ship.
Right. So I don't know. Look, slave has a terrible history. It's a problematic word. I got you, but there's other slaves besides people in bondage or aliens in bondage or beings in bondage. So
yeah.
I don't know. And I wasn't there when like Boba Fett named his ship or Jango named his ship.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Boba just gave it a paint job.
Right. So yeah, that's a controversy. Slave 1 fire spray.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen it all over.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. On the less controversial end, we got two kind of sort of announcements for things.
Please.
We got a new comic.
All right.
So with the War of the Bounty Hunter kind of getting close to its end,
right,
we're going to get a Kira comic, since I guess this is unofficial spoiler at this point, that Kira appears in War of the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, she is. We talked a little bit about last week, I think.
Yeah.
Or a week before last. We were off last week.
Yeah, she's kind of a main antagonistic force.
Right.
And so Crimson Dawn's back, and they want to show what she's doing between Empire and Jedi.
She's making that Crimson Dawn.
Yeah. Because somebody's got to, because like the last two leaders are dead.
So do you think they're pumping up Crimson Dawn because there's a plan to revisit them in a future Disney Plus property?
Yes, and I have a specific property in mind.
Oh, please let us know.
I think it's Lando.
You think so?
I do. I think I have been calling it since they announced the Lando show that it is going to be either an unofficial sequel to Solo or like just straight up. But it's probably more on the unofficial side, with it leaning more towards Lando's perspective of stuff,
right,
of the underworld, which would be nice. I kind of want it to be more of also. A lot of people are hoping it's also going to have Billy D,
right?
Like old man Billy D telling his adventures,
kind of like they did sort of in the Young Indiana Jones. Yeah.
And
Billy D would like that because he'd like to get the paycheck.
I mean, yeah. Although he'll forget that he did it. He is known for fans going, "Hey, you remember doing this for Star Wars?"
Well, hell, it was 40 years ago.
He also said yes to everything.
That's true.
But yeah, that's what my prediction would be, and I think that's why they're bringing her back into focus. Because I think she was one of the popular characters from Solo.
I think she was too, and Amelia Clark is not the mother of dragons right now, so she or Sarah Connor, so she needs a job.
She'd be game.
I mean, I would think she'd definitely be game for it.
On the other side is one that I think you're going to be more invested in, and that's Visions.
Yeah, well, and we'll talk Visions in a little bit.
So
I want to go back to Kira's.
Go back to Kira. Yeah.
So I think we might see it sooner than Lando.
Okay.
We might get a taste of it in Book of Boba Fett.
I didn't even think of that.
I think we'll get a taste of it in Book of Boba. I don't think it's going to be the focus, but it's,
because it's definitely Book of Boba Fett's going to be like the Godfather.
Yes.
And we're going to see the other crime families.
And then you're going to have Crimson Dawn, and you're going to have the Pikes.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see live action Pikes again. I love the Pike design is awesome.
I can't remember the name of the comic. I think they're going to call it Crimson Empire, ironically enough, I think.
Are they? Didn't they do one of those?
Yeah. I'd have to double check my sources, though, so don't quote me on that.
Okay, we'll find out if he's wrong. If not, we'll hit up the complaint department.
That's on me.
At PadawanCaleb@gmail.com.
Time to make a new Gmail.
No, don't. No, you don't want to get the complaint. You want it to bounce back and us laughing. Ha 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 ha. Sorry.
Right, yeah. So the correct title is Crimson Rain.
Crimson Rain.
But that's still pretty good.
When you got some Crimson Guards, you got Crimson Rain. And Akira who killed another dude for Crimson Rain. Han Solo stuck in a chocolate bar, so you got Chocolate Rain.
You also apparently got a Knight of Ren.
Got a Knight of Ren and your Crimson Rain. What?
Yeah, no. So on the cover art that they're showing for the promotional material, one of them has that. We were discussing Kylo Ren earlier today, so
let's not get into that. Actually, I want to
so this kind of goes into it though, because some of the information from the Rise of Kylo Ren comic,
right?
It's got that on that art. It's got the muscled Knight of Ren.
Oh, okay.
The leader.
I got you.
Yeah, the one before
Homeboy needs a job.
Before Kylo killed him.
Homeboy needed a job, and this is his job before he got the job.
I mean, he did look old enough to have been around during the actual Empire.
Sure.
And so, he might have been one of the guys
I have Crimson Rain stuck in my head. Crimson Rain. This is all your fault.
It's the title's fault.
All right.
But yeah.
Crimson Rain. I want Tony Zidane to make a new song for it. He needs to make a new Star Wars song for it.
But yeah, that's... So, a lot of people are now speculating of why is a Knight of Ren involved, but yeah, I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. We will definitely find out. I'll read it.
Yeah.
I kind of finished the War of the Bounty Hunters. I haven't.
I'm a few issues behind on everything.
My goal is before next podcast to read them all. We'll see where I do.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think that will be by the... I think we got like one more month of War Bounty Hunter?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, yeah. So, plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Most people don't read it until trades anyways.
That's true. That's true.
Unfortunately.
Do you have a favorite Star Wars comic?
My favorite? Well, I spent over $100 on that Knights of the Republic omnibus.
Did you?
So they did a re-release again of every single issue in one big hardcover, and yeah, I spent over $100 on that.
No, awesome. That's cool. Cool.
But that's because I like Zane and I like the characters. It's
it's a nice old approach.
Yeah,
jam.
It's not about Revan. So.
Boo.
I mean, that's fine for me.
Yeah, I'm okay. See, I'm okay. Look.
Uh-oh.
Jedi and Sith are fine. They are. And some of my favorite characters are Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, that would follow with how Star Wars is. Right.
I mean, you can't... I mean, I don't think you can... I don't think there's a guy out there or lady or nondescript alien, non-binary creature, is like, I like X, but I don't like anybody with a saber. Everyone's got
because every character. Because the good thing about it is not all Jedi are cut the same.
Oh, right.
Like, some of them are the strict, Yoda, Mace Windu type.
Right.
But then you got, on the other end, Quinlan Vos and Anakin. And so, there's somebody for everybody.
Right. So, that being said, I just don't care about the Knights of the Old Republic era. I think this is my problem with trying to get into the High Republic era. I don't... The past of Star Wars has not grabbed me enough to be like, I need to find out more about it. However, there's a sweet spot. Like, for me, I like to know everything that happened between Order 66 and the start of Force Awakens. There's plenty of stuff. That's like my era. That's like kind of what I want to know about. I'm happy with that. So,
I think there are some characters though that are for you in High Republic. Yeah,
right. I mean, I just
haven't.
I just need to sit down and do it, and I will. I will start with the comics.
I would say for sure check out the comics, and I would say
definitely start with the comics. Yeah.
I would say also, if you want non-Jedi characters, while it has a lot of Jedi characters, Into the Dark's a good one because you get a really good smuggler character.
Cool. I'm saying, okay, so my favorite Star Wars comic is the first Dark Empire.
Okay, yeah. That's kind of ironic considering it's heavy Luke and Emperor.
Right, but it's a good story.
No,
solid.
Yeah.
It's solid. I like
Once again, we were talking about that earlier because young Palpatine.
I like Luke's motivation for what he does. So if you're not familiar with Dark Empire, it's a Dark Horse story, 6 issues, and it's basically Han and Leia are expecting their 3rd child. The Empire's doing shenanigan stuff during the Imperial Civil War. Palpatine shows back up as a clone.
A bunch of clones.
Yeah, a bunch of clones. But at the end of he's an old man, and then he ends up in a clone.
Yeah.
In the first Dark Empire,
trying to take
Luke.
Who are they trying to take? He's trying to take one of the twins.
No. He's trying to take Anakin.
Oh yeah, Anakin.
He's trying.
Anakin. That's right.
Yeah, the twins are born. The twins are born. At the end of Heir of the Empire trilogy.
That's right. And
so Anakin's the third. Anakin Solo, the boy that they murdered because they were like, we can't have too many Anakins.
Yeah.
And so
ironically, never turns dark.
Never does turns dark. I always wanted him and his cousin Ben just to hang out. Would have been fun. But
couldn't keep Ben either. Too many Bens.
Too many Bens, right? But Luke, Lando, and Wedge keep crashing Super Star Destroyers, and they crashed one on Coruscant during the Civil War. Luke goes to help. Then Luke goes missing because he and R2 find Vader's castle, because apparently this is before the stuff on Mustafar. So this is all legends.
This one's on.
It's on Coruscant.
Oh, okay. I thought there was also one on B planet. I can't remember the name of the planet.
Abyss.
Abyss, yeah.
Yeah, they end up
had
in
multiple
Abyss.
fortresses.
Well, that's the Emperor's hiding in Abyss is where they're hiding. So Luke goes and he finds basically the Book of Hate, the Book of Fear, these holocrons that Palpatine have written to teach the dark side. And so Luke gets his plan and goes, I will join the dark side to try to destroy it from the inside.
Which, from the same author of this comic, is Tales of the Jedi. And we've seen how that plan has gone before from Tales of the Jedi.
Right.
Because Luke went to the dark side for the same reason.
Right. So Luke goes and Luke joins the Palpatine as his next apprentice and looks awesome.
Oh, yeah, that black cloak.
Yeah, he's just, and his gloves look, it's a great character design. Leia has to go turn him, basically. Leia and her unborn child, Anakin helps. Palpatine wants to put himself into the baby, too. There's a big part about that.
He's like, hey, I need a new body.
I need a new body. That one will work.
It's the only one that can contain all of my force power.
Luke and... Han and Boba Fett fight again.
Yeah, because Boba Fett finds him.
And let's to talk about an old topic. You know what he's flying? The Slave 2.
Yeah, because eventually he had to switch ships because it got destroyed during the Bounty Hunter Wars.
Right, so go boo.
Which I wonder, maybe that's why he needs a new ship.
Maybe so.
In canon, because maybe the War of the Bounty Hunter, something happens.
Who knows?
Because the comics aren't completely done yet.
Right. So he had Slave 2, and Chewbacca hits his jetpack again and sends him into the ceiling on their own Nal Hutta.
Yeah.
For that. And
Wretched Hive.
Yep. And then anyway, the art style's amazing. It's super action packed, and
a lot of the trilogy comics of that time were good. Because you had that, and then you had the Crimson Empire trilogy.
And you might be able to still find, if I can still find it on YouTube, I'll post a link. But there's a link to they made an audiobook version. And so it's full.
They did the same thing for Tales of the Jedi stuff, where it was like kind of abridged versions of the comic.
Yeah, but this is fully acted.
Oh, okay.
So so that Billy D. Williams, as we talk about many projects he's done, he probably done forgot about he's in this.
Yeah, he probably forgot he was in Jedi Outcast.
probably.
Yeah.
He probably forgot he was in Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's the only one that, besides Anthony Daniels, he is the only one that's pretty much said yes to everything that Lando's appeared in.
I need that paycheck.
I think Anthony Daniels has appeared in everything that's C-3PO related.
As far as we know, and if not, it's Oliver Wood.
Yeah.
I think that's his name. Because, he's the one who's...
Anthony Daniels was even in the Droids TV show.
Right. But, I think anytime you see 3PO when he can't be Anthony Daniels, is it Oliver Wood? It's Oliver...
Yeah. I gotcha.
He's Zero in
Oh, okay. Oh, in Clone Wars.
Well, no, he's Zero in Mandalorian.
Oh, Mandalorian.
I may be thinking Matt Wood and some dude named Oliver. That could be totally wrong on this.
Yeah, I can't find anything.
I'll find him real quick.
Yeah, but
Keep talking. I'll find him.
yeah, I mean, I kind of like when those kind of things happen though, where the actors are willing to do it. But I know why not all of them said yes, because the money isn't always great on those projects. Like Billy D appeared in Jedi Outcast for like 2 levels,
Right.
and one of them you have to get him out of a prison, so you're not with him most of the time.
Right.
And then the other one is really him just dropping you off to the next mission. He's just like, so hey, what happened? Why are you not with Jan?
So Richard Ayoade from Flight of the Conchords, he's the voice, but who's the actor who plays the body?
Yeah, and then on a top.
Chris Bartlett. Sorry, I was really wrong. Chris Bartlett.
Keeping on the topic of video game characters and smugglers, I saw your Dash Rendar figure. I didn't see that before.
Oh yeah, I do have a.
Yeah. I noticed it as we were walking by. I was like, oh, yep.
I do.
I'm not surprised you had one.
Oliver Wood was like in Harry Potter.
Okay.
I don't know why I was thinking about sorry. So my
yeah.
Chris Bartlett.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, Dash Rendar's the man. I have my opinion. But
So
we talked about him in the first episode, the first episode of the season, and to troll my good Padawan over here, I played the Star Wars CCG, and they made a Dash Rendar card. So I finally found the image and just texted it to him. Look at his glory. I love his glory.
I mean, he looks fine. It's just that it's more of who the character is. I don't think he has enough of his own personality.
No, he's Han Solo.
Yeah.
Han Solo's roasting cover. So Dash Rendar is what you would order a Han Solo off Wish.
Yeah. I said that
Right.
first episode, yeah.
All right, so
Wish.com Solo.
Yeah, right, which I'm okay with.
You go to Walmart, you see Han Solo, and your mom says, "We've got Han Solo at home," and you return it, and it's Dash Rendar.
At Christmas, Grandma gives you underwear, and you're disappointed, but you get a box, another present, and you open it up, and you're thinking it's going to be Han Solo, but it's Dash Rendar, and you're like, "I love you, Grandma. I love you."
I will say the one thing I like about Dash Rendar is I like his co-pilot better.
Lebo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently they have a thing with giving all the other smugglers robot co-pilots instead of...
but I don't think he slept with this one like Lando did.
Although, the one in the High Republic, he has a rock as a co-pilot.
Like a real rock? Or is it a space rock?
It's a space rock. It's a
sentient rock?
Yeah, I forget the name of the race, but yeah.
Nice.
But the whole joke is that you never see him move, but he's always in different rooms.
Oh, that's funny. I never thought about that. I think like just a rock as a character, just a
it's just a slab because it's appeared in the comics too, and it's just a slab.
It's my rock. He flies. Really? You sure? Okay,
but yeah. But
I'm trying to think of the other Star Wars comics. I like also Dark Horse did a run of
I liked Legacy, the Cade Skywalker stuff.
Yeah, that was fun.
We got to go forward.
Yeah,
and although the rule of one was kind of dumb. Crate kind of did not know what he was doing.
But on that point, and me going backwards a little bit,
yeah.
I did like Dark Horse did a run of Clone Wars era comics, but they weren't really Clone Wars era.
They were called. Are you talking about the Republic comics?
Yeah, the Republic comic stuff and so,
and that had the introduction of that character.
Yeah, but that whole when Ki-Adi-Mundi finds,
it's his dad first.
Yeah, it's his dad. So it's
Sharad and then a Sharad.
Yeah. So Sharad Ahet, right?
Yeah,
something like Sharad Ahet. Forgive me if I didn't get that right. But so he's a Jedi who's went missing for a long time. And so the Jedi goes, we should look for that dude. It's kind of like, do you remember we left Shart? I don't know where he's at.
This was before the Clone Wars, so they had time.
Right, they had time. It wasn't like they were busy. And then, so they sent Ki-Adi-Mundi, who is, basically Jedi conehead man.
Either the worst or best Jedi, depending on who you ask.
I'm pro Kylo-Monday. I don't know how you feel. I'm pro Kylo-Monday.
I might be the only person in the middle.
Yeah, I'm pro Kylo-Monday. So he goes and finds him on Tatooine, and so apparently the dude crash land and was found by Tusken Raiders, and the Sand People. The Sand People took him in, and he became one of them, married one of them,
had a baby
with one of them, and taught his baby to be a Jedi. And you learn a lot about the Sand People culture in that episode, in those issues.
Because a lot of it is like kind of like the coverings and the respect of the culture.
Right.
That's why Kiadi was the one who went, because he would respect it.
Right. And so it's a fascinating story, and like the
almost a Dances with Wolves type story.
Very, very much Dances with Wolves. It's very, very much. If Shards stands with the fist, I guess, and instead of whatever Kevin Costner's character's name, I can't remember.
Yeah. But yeah, he's our
Dunbar,
Kevin Costner.
Dunbar, Lieutenant Dunbar. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dances with Wolves is my father's favorite movie, and I've seen it 1,000 times. It's good. I like it. It's a good movie. I mean, it's a good Indian movie. I'm an Indian, so I like it. It's like, good Indian, positive Indian movies.
Yeah.
I'm with it. So.
One that's a little more respectful to the culture.
A little bit.
Just
a scotch. A little bit. One Best Picture. Can't argue too much about it.
Yeah.
But that whole him fighting Shad and Ashad, they're great. They're great.
Yeah. And also Aura Singh is in it.
Aura Singh is in it.
Because you learn that she's actually force wielding as well, which they got rid of.
Yep.
But that's also because it's, Lucas didn't rein that in.
I was like,
that was when Lucasfilm didn't rein in stories.
Yeah,
so.
just like everyone's force sensitive, and like, yeah, they are, but not everyone can be. Sure, everyone can use the force. You get the force. You get the force. You get the force.
And then there was like, they tried to do the Dark Jedi, like almost a Kreia type of situation with the Dark Woman. That's all we knew her name as,
right?
And I'm like, okay, that's where it kind of got weird, but.
I think other Star Wars comics I really enjoyed.
Ashad fought Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
And then he became Darth Krayt.
Who did he train? He trained with a bunch of folks, too.
Yeah, he was around.
He also had 2 sabers and a gaffy stick, and I'm like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
I cosplayed him one year.
Honestly, after Mandalorian, we better get more gaffy stick combat.
I do want some gaffy stick combat. I've always liked sand people. Like, as a kid, even I thought they looked cool, and look, Episode 2 is not a great movie. It's not perfect. It's whatever. However,
we get more of them,
but we get like more of their aesthetic.
Yeah,
and like the women look different, and hell, Hasbro even made a.
I had the toys where I had one with the women where it had the baby.
Yeah,
and
the little kid, little kid. It's like. So I want more of that, and that's why I like the first episode of the second season of Mandalorian. It's like, oh, look, all the sand people, right? Yeah. Sand people stuff rule.
Learning culture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's almost like we could expand the Star Wars universe by just focusing on that stuff,
right? That's a lot of other comics. Did you read?
I read the Dark Times comics.
Yeah.
Blue Harvest was a good run, and then I kind of fell off after that part of the story.
Did you read any of the old? Have you ever seen the old '80s Marvel run?
Yeah, I have. I have a first edition of the first issue.
Nice.
I got that really cheap, surprisingly, because the guy was really nice, and he was like, "Here you go for like $25."
Yeah, you should get
bucks.
that. You should get that graded. That's
Yeah.
worth way more than that now.
Yeah.
30 or 35 cents. You remember? I can't remember.
I'd have to look.
One of them is worth more than the other. I think the 30 cents is rarer than the 35.
Yeah, I looked at it a while back, but I can't remember now.
Right.
But yeah, and then of course now they do the reprints of it in the Marvel Epic collections.
Right. I like issue 63, and it's the first one after, or the first or second one after Empire Strikes Back.
Because they were adapting the movies as they came out.
Right. So they adapted the film, and then they started the story again, and kind of like how the new comics are kind of doing. They do a movie, and then they skip it, and they get, this is what I like.
Except the new ones don't they don't adapt it within the main series.
Right. They don't adapt it, but
But yeah, it's kind of just like, here's what happened between.
I do like the current run that starts moments after the end of Empire.
Yeah, I think this volume is a lot stronger.
Right.
The first volume was good.
Yeah.
They'd had art issues because I remember a lot of people didn't like when they tried the whole realism.
Yeah, right.
With the almost photo.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah, but this volume's been pretty strong.
But this cover has like a Mandalorian on it, and everyone thinks it's Boba Fett, but it's not. And I've seen that as a T-shirt, and I've been like, not a Fett shirt. That's Finn Shias, who I'm hoping they'll make canon and throw him in something.
I kind of want to see if they do Boba Fett's wife in canon.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Because I remember I like that stuff that's brought up in the Dark Empire. Yep. And Boba Fett's a terrible father.
Yeah, of course, he's Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, but see, the Dark Empire was written before the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
I could see Fett being a good dad.
Yeah, I think Canon Fett would be a good...
Like, Canon Fett would be great
Legends
dad.
Fett, though.
Like, dad bod Fett, like, give him a little... Because, of course, you know they're going to give him a little one. That's what Filoni does. There's going to be a little...
Well, also, Legends Fett was trying to be Mandalore, whereas Canon Fett does not care about that.
No, doesn't have to care. Because, you know, we have an Amiga, we have a Ezra, we have an Ahsoka, so I guess we have a Grogu.
Yeah.
Boba Fett will get it. Dad bod Fett will get him, and Fennec will raise their own little munchkin.
And it'll probably remind Fennec of the time she helped Amiga.
Right. It's like, oh, look, it's Amiga. That's a fun... That's fun. Do you...
I kind of want to...
Do you think she'll show up?
Maybe. I think the only reason they might not do it, the only reason they wouldn't do it is because they haven't introduced them together in Bad Batch. Like Boba and Omega.
No, but oh, that's right. They may do that.
Yep.
That's coming. That's got to...
Season 2, they've got to do that because
I think Cad Bane Fett's coming. Because
they
wanted to do it in Clone Wars. They couldn't. This is prime to do it now.
Because right now... a lot of misconception around the unreleased episodes, but as of right now, anything that's not released that they've shown us the concept of, that is the canon version.
Right.
So like Crisis of Utapau happened, we just never got the full episodes.
Right.
And then we know the Cad Bane Boba Fett fight happened until they decide, well, we're going to move it up the timeline.
I think they're going to.
I think that's what they're going to do.
I think they're going to move it up. I'm okay with that too.
Although a lot of people were saying maybe it did happen because Bane's new skull look, where he has more of the metallic plating on his skull.
Oh, there's that. There is that.
So a lot of people were saying, well, maybe he got that because he somehow survived, and maybe we get round 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think Fett would like Bane to be around.
No,
not because he would take it personally, although maybe he would, because we know that Bane and Jango had a relationship.
Right.
I would think it would be more business to Boba, because Boba is usually strictly business.
Yeah.
There's a few, like, the only exception is Mace Windu. That was the only time it was personal.
Well, you chopped off Daddy's head, so...
In front of me.
I have issues. I had to go back and watch, like...
And then you can... If you have a good enough TV, you can kind of see the bottom of Jango's neck as he's...
No, you can't.
Really?
No, you can't. I'll tell you why. We thought that too, because I was like, shouldn't his head still be...
Because I kind of... I thought I remember, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, so...
It's been a while.
When you watch the head removal, watch to the side, you see his head in shadow.
Oh, and it flies
away.
out.
It flies away. So this little round shadow flies away. And if I can find the clip online, I'll post it. But yeah, so it goes in there. I wish we were talking about it. I would do it like JFK, right to the left, back and to the left, chop to the left.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I thought I was like, should his head be there? But
I guess that makes more sense because there's nothing really holding his head in the helmet.
Right. So it goes flying off.
Yeah. But either way, traumatizing.
So the other big news we want to talk about is Visions.
Yes.
And so we're going to watch the trailer, and you are too. We're going to watch the trailer together, if I time this right. And so...
託され、その刀は常に全力で支え合う。そいつはお前のもんじゃ。
Oh yeah, this looks sweet.
Oh yeah. I'm excited
I'm
for
a
that.
Super Grievous.
I'm excited for the twins episode. That's the two blondes.
Right. I do like this.
Lop. That's the bunny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this moment.
Oh,
You can tell somebody really liked that Kylo moment.
oh, it's a cool moment when Kylo catches the blaster. They do it twice.
Yeah. Sorry, I was also thinking of a joke from the Stormtroopers.
Hey, look, there's a
Umbrella lightsaber.
umbrella lightsaber. Pod racing. Nope. That's an Astro Boy.
Yep. I think I read somewhere that actually was the inspiration for that one.
Oh yeah, I think it,
We're getting Boba Fett.
oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I also accept this responsibility.
Ooh. Yes. Light whip.
So Star Wars Visions is a partnership between Lucasfilm and a bunch of Japanese animation companies and all over in Japan. And we're going to like watch it again. No, we're not. So
Yeah, I've seen both versions. I've seen this trailer and the English dub trailer.
right. So I didn't know there was an English dub trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, that's cool.
I can't help but I had a friend who they went through it on Twitch, and we looked at the Stormtroopers and Uwu Stormtroopers because they got the Uwu face.
Right.
That's why I couldn't help but when we saw that. I also think the guy stopping the blast looks kind of Inquisitor-like.
Right.
On that Stormtrooper one, because he's got like almost that same design.
So these are 9 stories. So I guess as a story a week, is it going to be 9 episodes? I guess.
Yeah, and I think it's like 4 to 5 studios that did it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Who worked on them. There's a great behind the scenes look that they released, I guess, last month and talked about it when they first announced it.
And when this got posted, they released a article on StarWars.com too.
Did they?
Yep. That's why we know like names of certain people.
Okay, cool. If I find it, I will post it on the website on our show notes. Canon or non-canon?
It is Legends.
It's all Legends.
Yep. This was they explained
like a Legends project.
They explained that it's so that way they could have complete and total freedom to do whatever. And so that's why it's so ridiculous already. I mean,
I feel it.
I kind of want to joke that I predicted that a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm cool with that. I thought it was going to be Legends.
I hope. I kind of wish it was canon to a degree, just because it is awesome. But I get it.
It's its own canon.
Yeah.
It can have its own Legends.
Yeah.
I mean, look, lightsaber umbrella is kind of ridiculous.
Because they're getting a book spinoff as well for one of the stories.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. And then, because there's a book coming out called Ronin. It's for the episode called The Duel, I want to say. And that's the black and white episode.
Right.
And that one looks good, too.
Well,
honestly, they all look good.
I guess we will cover it. When does it launch?
I want to make sure I'm right. I think it's at the end. I think it's September. I think it's very soon. Oh,
there's no date.
I know it's September.
September 22nd.
22nd. So, like, a few weeks.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy far.
It's almost here. So it's
definitely a lot sooner than a lot of people feel.
It's a month ago, officially from as of this recording.
Yeah.
So we're recording on the 22nd. So
yeah.
So a month away.
That's nothing.
And then by the time our people listen to it, it's 5 days after that. So it's like they're closer. See, you are closer than we are when we do this. I'm excited. I'm happy for new Star Wars content. This year's Bad Batch has been great. I've enjoyed Bad Batch, but I'm always happy to see more.
And this is good because it's fresh,
Right,
completely fresh.
And so because that's 9 episodes. If Book of Boba Fett starts in December, that should get real close to it.
Yeah, I think October, November is when that would probably end.
So 29th. So that's 2 weeks in September. 4 in October at 6, 3 in November. Yeah, so that'd be right. So it ends in November.
Okay, and so that would be like a few weeks before, which would fit what Disney Plus has kind of done with all of their shows, where at least one's connected.
Right, you get kind of a break between it.
Yeah, because it's the same way with their Marvel shows. You get like a 2 to 3 week break, and then next show.
I think this actually starts right after What If ends.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense. Or maybe there's a couple episodes overlap,
and if that is, then that's fine because it's technically a different demographic, but also in the overlap.
We're the same.
Yeah, it's a lot of overlap.
There's enough. It's just the. Do they release both shows on the Wednesday time slot? Because
I think they might, because that's just kind of what Disney's kind of put their feet.
They're down on the yeah. So, what they say, Bad Batch was still on Fridays, right?
Yeah, because they
started on Fridays.
Since it started on Fridays, they didn't want to confuse people by switching it.
Right. So,
and that was the same thing.
Which is weird for Mandalorian. Kind of bounced around a couple of episodes, like it was on a Monday, and then.
But that was more for like premiere purposes,
for the launch and stuff. So I get it.
It kind of worked out that May the 4th was a Friday.
Yes.
And then, no, it wasn't. That started on a weekday before Friday too.
It was a Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it was a Tuesday. So yeah, even that kind of bounced, but that was once again for premiere purposes. Because they were like, well, we want to do it on Star Wars Day.
Yay, Star Wars Day. We should do something big for next Star Wars Day.
Yeah. I find it weird, though, because there is conversation around this. I don't know if you've...
Please.
So there are people that surprisingly hate the idea of this show.
Oh, yeah, of course there are.
Yeah. They don't want their anime mixing... They don't want their Star Wars mixed with anime. Even though, yes, because you and I both know, and so do a lot of my friends, apparently these people don't know where Star Wars came from.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm not going to say anything. I want to say lots of things. I'm not going to say any.
Yeah. I mean, I can say just Akira Kurosawa.
What's wrong with you people?
Also, like, anime...
You got Star Wars in my anime. You got anime in my Star Wars. Don't watch it.
Yeah. So, and that's actually even funnier that you use that example of the thing, because somebody on a positive said, it's like mixing chocolate and peanut butter, and then somebody negatively said that.
But
unironically, like they said, they mixed the chocolate and peanut butter. It's like, yeah, that's good.
That's a commercial. It's when I was a kid. And the chocolate bar always looked weird.
Yeah,
like that.
Like it was a full chocolate bar or something.
It's weird looking. And they were like, and just, I don't know, it just looked weird.
But yeah.
Also, Reese's, I love Reese's Cups.
Yeah.
I do. But Reese's peanut butter does not taste like peanut butter.
No.
In fact, I was fooled. You know, at one time, I don't know if they still do, but Reese's had a, welcome to the Reese's Peanut Butter Podcast. The RPP universe. But the Reese's Peanut Butter Company put out a peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like a regular peanut butter. And I was like, oh, this is what I've wanted my entire life. You know what it tastes like? Peanut butter. It tastes like Reese's. Reese's peanut butter is like overly sweet.
Yeah, it's like
it's
extra.
It's a candy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so disappointed.
I mean,
I was going to put that on everything. I was like, I can't wait. And it was like,
it's just peanut butter.
It just tastes like peanut butter.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, Reese's.
My outer fat kid was sad.
We could Kevin Bacon degree this to Star Wars though, because Reese's had Reese's Pieces, which appeared in E.T.
Right,
and E.T. is in Star Wars.
E.T. is in Star Wars. Yes, E.T. is
4 bacons away.
He is canon.
But yeah, I'm excited just because I like some anime.
I like anime. I'm not a big anime fan, but I'm not like I'm not. Okay, here's my problem with anime.
Yeah. Oh boy, anime rant.
It's not a real rant. Look, art style is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I there's some anime I love.
That's what makes it.
it's a cultural difference. There's things in anime that drive me nuts, like the giddiness of the characters. Like, I can't watch Dragon Ball Z because they're just morons, and I guess that's part of it. I guess, but there's like it's a cultural thing where it's like, they're funny, they're morons, and I'm like, I just want to shoot them, and then maybe myself. But
much like any other show,
again, if you love it, you love it. So
yeah. I mean, it's just like any other type of show, though, where you just find shows that fit you.
Right? Exactly.
I mean,
welcome to Good Mornings with Goku on the Mopcast Network.
Yeah, but I'm excited just because. The reason that it's Legends is because they can go over the top, which is what anime is good at.
I'm just happy I remembered a dude's name from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. But
Piccolo's a dude from Dragon Ball Z. Right?
Yeah.
Piccolo.
If you can think of a musical instrument or food, then it's a name.
Pizza, man.
I don't think that is one, though.
Let's see. There is... how well versed are you in...
But usually they're like puns.
How well versed are you in Dragon Ball Z?
I've watched all of Dragon Ball, all of Dragon Ball Z.
Are you a fan? No, I like... You watched it. Do you enjoy it?
I enjoy it. I mean, So, I have the unpopular opinion.
Oh, look at you here. Dragon Ball Z rant.
I like the original Dragon Ball more than Dragon Ball Z.
Is that the perfect guy looking for the Dragon Balls?
So, the original one is when he's a kid.
Right.
And
this is the guy with a Hawaiian shirt, too, and the hat.
But the reason I like the old one more is for the opposite reason of why you don't like Dragon Ball Z. Right. I like the comedy.
Oh, no. Yeah. I like comedy.
No. I know what you mean, though. It's like an extra abundance.
Right. So I like Azumanga Daioh, which is shouldn't exist. It shouldn't work. It shouldn't work at all. You follow like 8 high school girls go through high school, and there's nothing about it. It's these little vignettes, and it's like Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But it's clever, but it doesn't. It just tells a story. Slice of life anime is anime. I mean that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean fruit baskets and.
I mean, I do enjoy Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Mostly because I thought the characters were fascinating, but see, I don't know the culture, and then I find out, it's like a joke on the whole thing, and so
it's their version of like a parody,
right?
Of that.
So it's kind of their joke on a parody, and that was me reading it. So here's the thing: I like the show because I think it's fun, but I'm like, I don't get the joke, and I'm on the outside of the joke. It's like
you are part of the joke,
right? Like I'm like, I guess they're making fun of me for liking. I guess, sure.
Oh yeah.
And then I also have to defend myself. It's like I also do not. The show features a lot of female dragons in human forms who all have large breasts.
Yeah. That's just an anime thing apparently.
Yeah, but and I guess I get
once again part of the culture.
Big eyes, big breasts, but it's comically large because it's this parody that they're doing, and so and I didn't know any of that. I like and they make funny jokes about it, and that makes me laugh, but it's not like the appeal. It's a good slice of life show, and then I read about it, it's like, it's basically a parody of all this culture, and I'm like, okay.
It's kind of like somebody if like they decide to play like Undertale without knowing anything about RPGs,
right?
It happens.
Yeah, so I enjoy that, and
I like My Hero Academia. I know that's a popular thing to say, but
I'm curious about it. I like how this has become anime talk. Well, Star Wars Visions. I blame them.
Yeah. I mean, it was bound to happen.
I've not watched it. I sell a couple of toys in the shop. I need to kind of look at it. But I won't lie. The last one anime someone tried to turn me on to, I watched and was like, the F is this?
And I'm curious what the show was.
JoJo's Bizarre.
Oh, yes. The name, it's in the title.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, right?
Yep.
And I've heard. I didn't get through
there
first
are like
season.
5 different seasons that are about different characters. Yeah.
Right. I got through half of first season and was like, this is clearly not for me, which is fine if you love it. However, I was told to stick through it because it gets a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
And so...
Because it becomes less about that particular JoJo.
God, that
particular Joestar.
That's so dumb. And, like, it starts out kind of neat. I'm like, I see where they're... And then I have no idea where they're going. You think you're going to follow it? No.
Yeah, like, you think, like, at some point you're like, it's about vampire hunting.
Right, and I'm like, oh, right, cool. I'm in. And
then they...
No.
Nope. They're like, oh, no, all of a sudden we're going to introduce superpowers.
Right. And this gets weirder and weirder.
And we're going to have musical, like, we're going to have band references.
And just, oh, man. Just, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I like the first couple seasons, actually.
Right. But, in your trend, that
follows.
That follows, yeah.
But My Hero, I kind of look at it as kind of like, because I grew up with Sky High.
Yeah, right. And Sky High's great.
And it's kind of that.
Right.
It's kind of that on like a more serious level to a degree.
Gotcha.
Where they go, superhero school, but also we're going to be more realistic about what would happen damage-wise to children.
There's a lot of cosplay for it out there.
And then one I need to see is Demon Slayer, apparently.
I hear Demon Slayer's good. I hear it's good.
Which I'm probably going to get yelled at now on Discord when I post this video.
Don't yell at our Padawan. Don't. He'll get to it. There's a lot of... We make him watch a lot of BS because he produces all our shows. So, I mean, just wait with a new season of Cult Movie Cantina. He's going to watch a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
So much garbage. It's going to be great.
But yeah, I guess we could track back to Star Wars.
We can if you want.
Probably want to talk about Bad Batch.
I think we're going to hold Bad Batch for...
We're going to hold it?
Well, we'll wait till JD gets recovered. We'll have JD in for it.
Because he probably wants to talk it.
Because I want to end on this.
Yes.
Because I'm putting this out to the floor.
Oh.
And just for our listeners, and if you want to comment in the comments below or send me hate mail or whatever. We had a discussion with some friends earlier before the podcast, and we talked about I am fascinated by the fact that you like The Last Jedi.
I mean, I gave like a couple of my main reasons, but I have like ones that are harder to explain.
No, God. And now it's just you and me, so we're not interrupted. So
yeah.
So there are things in The Last Jedi that I would begrudgingly say I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I like Luke in it, and I can see Luke doing that because, as we've discussed before many times on the podcast, Lucas has always said this is poetry. So when we meet Obi-Wan, he's a hermit. When we meet Yoda, he's a hermit. When we see Luke again, he's a hermit. So I'm okay with I'm okay with it. I am not okay with fundamental stuff. Like, why are we spending so much time of this movie on a slow speed starship chase?
See, that's a part that I kind of don't mind, but not because, like, I don't think about it. That's the thing. When I'm watching it, I don't think, it's a slow speed chase. I think I'm more focused on like what's happening during the chase.
Yeah, but it's dumb. So one of your defenses of it is that Last Jedi does something that the other films never do. And this is one of those things that it never does. So here's the thing. It doesn't progress anything. Hux goes and let's just shoot at them for a while because we can. We'll keep speed with them because we can.
And I think it's also because they couldn't go faster to catch them.
Right. And I
think that's why that chase exists.
Right. But that's a Star Wars thing. That's what happens in Star Wars. You escape.
I think they kind of looked at the idea. I think for the first time we considered fuel, because fuel exists.
Sure. Because man, after Last Jedi, man, fuel became a whole. It's a plot of Solo. We got to get more coaxium. I mean, fuel became a thing.
Yeah.
And look, it's fine. But like, just as a film, it's so dull. and then it gives you. it gives us a cute little scene in the middle. I do love.
Oh, you're on the opposite end of most people.
I like Rose.
Yeah, I was about to say you're on the opposite end of most people when it comes to people that don't like Last Jedi. A lot of them don't like Rose or that particular segment.
I love that scene. I love the scene where she's like, "Hey, Finn, you're a hero. You're the great. Where are you going?" And then she zots him. It's great.
Oh, that scene.
It's a great scene.
Yeah, it's a great intro.
It's a great intro for that character, and
Because we immediately learn, kind of going into the conversation I had about Finn's arc.
Right.
We immediately learn what Finn's arc is going to be.
Right.
And we immediately learn what's stopping him from, what's kind of pushing him in the right direction.
Right.
Like, what's stopping him from doing what he wants versus what he needs.
So we were having this conversation because with Drew here, we can never talk about Last Jedi. And he won't listen to this because he'll be like, Last Jedi? Nope, not listening to that.
Yeah, Finn, because Finn has he's had an arc per movie except the last one.
Right, well, the last one's a mess, and the last one, I've said it before, my favorite part about the Rise of Skywalker is the fact that there are great ideas in it. That should have been your trilogy. Yeah. And so there's a complete story, but they crammed it all in one movie. And it's like, okay, there's too much going on and not enough. Yeah, enough time. Not enough time to make any of it make sense or be really enjoyable. However, it also has my favorite line in the entire Star Wars saga.
Uh-oh. Is it? What line?
What do you think it is? You went, uh-oh. I'm curious what you think it is.
I think it's the somehow Palpatine has returned because that's become a thing.
No.
Okay, thank goodness.
My favorite line in the entire Star Wars saga it is in Rise of Skywalker. So 9 movies in. Look, there's some great lines. There's I love you, I know. A boring conversation anyway. What are some other good lines? Sand. It gets everywhere. I mean, there's some really good, memorable lines. My favorite line in Ichuda is a great line. And, how rude. Yeah. Or Jar Jar's, how wooed. Yeah. I like when Jar Jar's licking the fruit and Qui-Gon grabs it. Don't do that. And
then let's go.
It's funny. Like the best line, and I'm just building up suspense. Yeah. The best line. I'm trying to think of other good lines while I'm doing it. It's the best line. Even in Rebels.
It better live up to this hype.
I think it does. Like, even better than, like, anything out of Rebels. And, guys, you know me. I love Rebels. There's lots of great lines in Rebels. But there's a lot of great lines in Resistance. No, there's not. I don't even go over there.
There's good moments, not lines.
Yeah, Resistance. That's a whole other podcast for me complaining. I wanted it to be so good. It was not. It's when they all get swallowed up by the sand, and 3PO looks up and he says, "Is this the afterlife? Are droids allowed here?" Proving that 3PO is the funniest game. Like the Rise of Skywalker is flawed as it is. The best parts of it is like they really pump up 3PO. Yeah. Like JJ was like, it's kind of 3PO's movie.
Yeah, so my main issues with Rise is that they kind of waste out on 2 really good like moments that they could have had. Sure. That could have been like emotional. Sure. And then they said nah immediately afterwards. Like not even like a scene after. Right. Chewbacca thinking he died. Right. The next scene we see him. Right. That at least let us think he's dead for a while.
Let us mourn. No, he's fine. Okay, no mourning. He's all right. He's good.
I mean, if you want him to live, that's fine. But give us a moment to think he's dead.
When I thought he did, I was like, "Holy shit! They killed Chewbacca!" I was like, "They're killing everybody. No one's safe."
I mean, it's better than his Legends death.
Ari Salvatore, I'm looking at you, buddy. A moon. I mean, if a moon better take out Chewbacca. That's the only thing.
And then C-3PO's moment when we think he's going to lose his memories.
Right.
Once again, almost immediately, they're like...
I think Bubba Fink has like the best...
Babu Frick is so...
Babu Frick is like they got the best lines out there. Hey,
that's my friend.
It's just... I like when they like...
My oldest friend, Babu Frick.
It's so damn funny. 3PO is great.
R2-D2's right there, man. Right.
Probably cursing him in astromech.
Yeah.
But
But
Yeah, so I think are we in the afterlife and the droids are allowed here is the
Yeah.
funniest thing in that damn movie, and all of them. I can't think of a funnier line, like a really really fun but it's a butt gusting.
Yeah.
Star Wars doesn't really do like butt gusting jokes. That's a butt gusting joke.
now going back to I guess Last Jedi and Finn and arcs, I think one of the missed opportunities was what they could have done with Captain Phasma. On a negative side of something, I think Last Jedi could have done.
Oh, I think
think-
they wasted Captain Phasma.
That's one of my more negative opinions. I wish there was more DJ. Like, I would have liked to see him in 9. He was a waste. Benicio got wasted.
He's a terrible character. He's not even interesting.
I think I think his point in 8 resolved. Don't need him anymore in 8. He's fine in 8.
Right.
He made his point, and it made a point that I think we don't really normally think about in Star Wars.
Good or bad, we're all being paid.
I mean, and it's kind of that point that a lot of Legends material went over with, like, how the Empire is not completely evil.
Right.
There's still people.
Right.
And then canon has kind of treaded that ground.
It's the clerk's argument. They're not all stormtroopers. Some of them are contractors.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah, and Rogue One gave us the opposite spectrum where they were like, rebels can be bad too.
But minus him driving doing the bonk Timmy moment for that. He's not a great character.
I don't think we get enough of him to learn if he's a great character or not.
Right,
but
exactly, because it's a poorly
that's why I want him.
It's a poorly put together story. That's the Hodo too is like
I have a disagreement on that, but okay.
Well,
I'll hear you.
No, I think I think she should have been a replacement for Leia. A new leader for the Resistance. Like, look, Carrie's dead.
Yeah.
Look, Carrie Fisher.
Well, so we also have to look at this from the perspective of they didn't know she was dead when they filmed this
no, but
because she wasn't dead yet.
Yeah, but she died during the filming of it or after.
It was after all the editing and stuff had been done.
Oh, is it that far?
Yeah.
Man. Well, then you do reshoots and fix that. I don't know. That's easy. That's an easy fix. You just put Leia in the chair. If you can, After Effects her poorly doing Mary Poppins in space. That's a terrible effect.
Yeah, the effect's terrible, but I like the idea of what they were trying to go with.
Sure, I like the idea too. The effect's terrible. Like Lucasfilm knows
give you
better.
that one.
I tell you, Lucasfilm would know better. Then I see some of their like face swaps. It's just they cannot deep fake. I'm glad they hired
Tarkin.
It's 60% good.
I will always defend the Tarkin one, but the rest of it I can't.
Look, I 60% I agree with you. That's a passing grade. And I think mostly because it's
the eyes.
It's the eye. Like Guy Henry who plays him.
Yeah, we've discussed this.
Right. But he's a decent actor
and they also had an actual mold.
Right.
For Peter Cushing.
Yeah, it makes sense. You get Deadeye Carrie Fisher at the end of that. Don't do that scene. Just don't do that scene.
Yeah.
I have problems with Rogue One. I want to like Rogue One. I do. I really do. And I just can't. However, I'm the weird one. I really like Solo.
I like Solo.
I think Solo is...
I think it's a... Well, I think it's a Star Wars film from the definitions you've told me before, where you count more of like how you feel watching it.
Right.
But in terms of like what I think of in terms of like what elements make it a Star Wars film, I see it more as like a kind of a space, just ocean, like a space adventure, like more of just your regular sci-fi space adventure,
which is fine set in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Mandalorian is a space western.
Well, I see that more Star Warsy, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those feeling things. Because it's a feeling thing. It's not
between the Mandalorian and Solo. There literally is the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So, you can't get much Star Wars more than that, right?
Yeah.
Right. So,
well, because it's still got the escape pod in it.
I like Solo because my thing about Solo is what I think the other Disney films are missing is the fun. Solo is just fun. It's not great. It's not a great film. And honestly, I mean, looking at what are we at? 12 movies, 13 if you count the No, it's 12.
11. It's 11.
So 12 if you count Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah.
And I
count it as 4 episodes of the show.
No, I count Clone Wars as a film because it was released by Warner Brothers. It was so bad, Fox was like, I ain't touching it. But it theatrically released.
I see it as an extended pilot, but I get it.
It is a theatrically released film.
So is Inhumans a movie?
No, no.
The first episode, though.
No, it's not.
It was released to IMAX.
Okay. It is a film, though. Inhumans is shot as a pilot. Clone Wars is shot as a poorly...
I think it was made as a pilot.
Yeah, of course it was, but it's a poorly made film.
I think somebody else said, "Hey, let's make a movie."
I think the goal was always to make it a film. I think George always wanted to make it a film. I'd ask. We have to ask Dave.
Yeah,
we'll have to ask Dave.
Yeah.
I think it's always meant to be a movie.
It just feels I can feel where the episodes.
Oh, of course
end.
you can. I can feel where the commercial breaks are going to go in.
It's a pilot.
But I think they were keeping the style of the season that they were going for. So you've got to have those act breaks. And so it's a little. I don't think it's great. And the reason I think a benefit of watching it. I would say, is the reason you have to like it? I think
No. The reason I have to watch it that way is because that if I watch it that way, it works better.
Okay,
if you watch it as a pilot rather than a movie,
right?
It fits the rest of season 1.
Okay,
because season 1 was kind of on that same level.
I feel you
of quality.
I feel you, but
yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. Anyways, 12 movies,
and as films,
yes.
What are the good ones as films, not as Star Wars movies? Because the Star Wars movies are different as films.
Last Jedi, Empire.
Oh wow, you put Last Jedi up there. Is this what Last Jedi? Well,
because as a film.
I'm like, wow, you put that up there. Wow, that's brave. Good you. I'm not going to... Your opinion, you're allowed to...
Last Jedi, Empire.
Okay.
I get A New Hope because...
So you have to put... You
kind of have to put A New Hope.
New Hope is not my favorite.
Yeah.
However, you have to put it... Also, you have to put it number 1. It is...
Because of what it did.
It's also... Its storytelling's not bad. It's basic.
Yeah.
It's a basic...
My issues are more with acting side. But
which is fine. I agree. But mine is like... Empire and Jedi don't look as dated as A New Hope does. A New Hope looks really dated. It looks...
Yeah. No matter what George tried to do to that movie, it still looks...
It looks like 70s future. And at least like in the...
Like a Flash Gordon movie.
Kind of. But just the hairstyles and stuff just look... It looks very...
Which, I mean, I guess Lucas would see that as a compliment. Me saying it's a Gordon film.
Sure. And it is a compliment. But I think Star Wars... It just looks like an old movie. Like Empire and Jedi have kind of a timeless feeling to it.
Like you could watch... trying to think of another good 70s space, generic sci-fi film.
It's the same thing I feel about Star Trek 2. I think Star Trek 2 is timeless. It looks timeless.
Star Trek 1 you can definitely tell when it came out.
Because it's definitely it's got that that movie. It's just the pajamas that they're wearing. It looks like a hell.
They were trying too hard to be 2001,
right?
And it just wasn't.
And hell, McCoy's literally wearing a disco medallion in his hairy chest, and it's so bad. But 2 is it's a solid film.
Yeah,
but it's also timeless. It doesn't seem so dated. Empire doesn't seem so dated. Jedi doesn't seem so dated. So those have
yeah.
I don't think
it's hard to put any of the prequels up there.
I can't put the prequels up there too because they're mess storytelling. They're there are good parts in all of them.
Yes,
but as a whole,
and all not even just the prequels. In every Star Wars film, there are good parts.
Right. And I love Empire, but I could care less what happens to Luke on Dagobah. It's important. I get it, but I don't care. It's not. I like the asteroid chase. I like the Hoth. I love Cloud City. I like Luke Vader. I like freezing Han and Carbonite, and that's great. And Jedi, same way. For me, Jedi, I like
the Jabba stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then really it's slow until you get to Endor.
Right. And I prefer the Battle of the Death Star 2 than I do but I will look, Ewoks are great. I like Ewoks. It's
and by slow until you get to Endor, I mean until you meet Wicket.
Right.
It's slow up until that
right.
point because
baby.
Battle meetings and then you're scanning.
I do like the battle meeting though. I do like it.
I don't know. Returns battle meeting. Well, it's better than A New Hope's.
Yeah, it's like General Maydean. Like you'll never see this guy again. But he's like as a kid, I'm like that dude's important. He's got a beard and he knows it's going down. We never see him again. Like he's in deleted scenes, but we never see him again. Yeah. So like
that's Turner. That's the blonde one.
Yeah, the one with the beard.
Yeah.
Crix Maydean.
Yeah, I only remembered that clearly because of Dark Forces because he's important in that one because he's an ex-Imperial turncoat.
Yeah, exactly. He is. He's the Agent Callus before there was an Agent Callus. So,
yep.
So, but
yeah. So
I mean, but back to being Solo,
and I would put Solo, I guess, up there as well.
I don't know if I'd put it up there,
as a good movie.
But it's what is missing is the fun. It's fun. The rest, like Rogue One's very serious.
Yeah,
it needs to be because it was pitched as Star Wars war film, and then they got scared and backed off it. But it's Star Wars war film, and like okay, Star Wars it's a war, it should have, and they're like, oh no, it's also a kids show. We can't, we have to the balance, and I think
the comics and novels is where they get less afraid of that.
Right, and I just don't like. I'm interested in the characters. I don't know if I'm interested as much as a group as a whole. If that makes sense?
I think I think the biggest issue, once again, is one of those things of we just didn't see that group together enough. Because 90% of that film is them building the team.
Right.
And then...
Jen, I like Jen. Cassian Andor will the show may turn me around on him, but
I thought Bodhi was more fun to be with.
I didn't really like Bodhi either, but I liked Chin and Emwe, and
I would like to see because there's a book about them. I would love to see a show about them.
What's the other guy?
Baz, I think.
I thought Baz was the
no
monkey dude that had the machine gun on the. Anyway.
Oh, well, who are you?
I'm talking about Chin and Emwe is the blind dude.
Yep.
And his buddy.
Baze Malbus.
Malbus. Yeah.
Baze Malbus.
Yeah, I'm thinking Star Wars names are all similar. They're fascinating to me.
And that's one I would like to see a show or something.
Or just something.
Because I would like to see how their dynamic works.
Right.
Because he is obviously a man of faith. And then you've got this guy who's more in it for the money.
Right. But he's also weirdly...
But for the friendship as well.
But he's also weirdly... I think they're both men of faith. I think their faith have been tested in different ways.
Yeah.
One's Chin and Airways clearly devout. Baze
has drifted from the path.
Yeah, but he's a believer. He's definitely a believer. And that's something we don't get outside of Jedi. Jedi we get
you're either in or out.
Right. But we get the idea of the religion. I like how we've gotten some taste of once
again, that's where the comics are really good at too, especially the current Star Wars.
Because at the end, it really is a religion. So
yeah. On
that note, we've been talking for a while.
Yeah.
About all kinds of Star Wars stuff
and anime.
This is Scotty saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours, and may the Force be with you. This is the way. I wanted JD to say that.
You're thrown off by...
Yeah, I was actually going to hope maybe someone else would say it. The Lothcat didn't do it. So, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Mobcast Network.